बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम एंड अस्सलाम वालेकुम। वेलकम टू गौहर पब्लिशर्स। दिस इज़ हमना बिनत शहजाद। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आज के इस वीडियो लेसन में हम देखेंगे इंग्लिश फॉर द ग्रेड 8 का यूनिट नंबर 1 एंड द टाइटल ऑफ यूनिट इज़ फेयरनेस इन विजडम। फेयरनेस इन विजडम नाम से ही जाहिर हो रहा है कि ये एक ऐसी कहानी होगी जिसमें किसी न किसी की विजडम यानी कि दानिश्वरी, अक्लमंदी के बारे में बात की गई होगी। और फेयरनेस का मतलब आपके मामलात को इंसाफ से देखना, यानी कि इंसाफ करना। फेयरनेस का मतलब होता है बराबरी करना। तो इसमें कुछ ऐसा किया गया होगा। लेकिन अब ये कहानी क्या है तो देखते हैं इसको और पढ़ते हैं। जी, तो मुझे बताइएगा, क्या पहले कभी आपने आज से पहले किसी कहानी सुनी है किसी शहजादे की? क्या मुझे आप फेयरनेस की कोई एग्जाम्पल दे सकते हैं? तो There was once a very unfair prince. Although he seems like the perfect prince, handsome, brave, and intelligent, Prince Lapio gave the impression that no one had ever explained to him the nature of justice. If two people come to him over some dispute, expecting him to resolve the matter, he would decide in a favor of whichever one seemed most charming or more handsome, or whoever had the best looking sort. Tired of all this, Lapio's father, the king, decided to get a wise man to teach his son about justice. "My wise friend, please take him away," said the king, "and do not bring him back until he is ready to be a just and fair king." The wise man left by boat with the prince, but they suffered a shipwreck and ended up together as the only survivors on a desert island. There they had no food or water. For the first few days, Prince Lapio, a great hunter, managed to catch some fish. When the old wise man asked him to share the fish with him, the young prince refused. However, some days later, the prince's fishing became less successful, while the old man was managing to catch birds almost every day. Just as the prince had done, the wise man refused to share his catch. Lapio got thinner and thinner until he finally burst into tears and begged the wise man to share some of his food to save him from starving to death. "I will only share them with you," said the wise man, "if you show me you have learnt your lesson." The prince, having learned that what the wise man was trying to teach him, said, "Justice consists of sharing what we have equally." The wise man congratulated him and gave him some food. The same afternoon, a ship rescued them from the island. On their return journey, they stopped a while by a mountain where a man recognized the prince and told him, "I am Max, chief of Maximum tribe. Please help us. We are having a trouble with the neighboring tribe, the Minimums. We both share meat and vegetables, and we argue about how to share them out." "Very easily solved," answered the prince. "Count how many of you there are altogether and share the food in equal proportion." And so he had already made good use of what the wise man had taught him. But after saying this, there came the sound of thousands of cries from the mountainside. A horde of angry men came running over, and led by chief who had asked the question, they leapt on Prince Lapio and took him prisoner. Lapio couldn't understand this all. They threw him in a prison cell and told him, "You tried to kill our people. If you don't solve this problem by daybreak tomorrow, you will stay in prison forever." They had done this to the prince because the minimums were small and numerous, whereas the maximum were enormous, but there are very few of them. So the solution suggested by the prince would have starved the maximums to the death. The prince understood the situation and spent all that night thinking. The next morning, when they asked him for a solution, he said, "Don't share the food equally. Instead, share it according to how much each person eats. Give people food according to their size." The maximum liked the answer so much that they released the prince, held a great party, garlanded him with gold and jewels, and bid him and the wise man a safe journey. As they were walking along, the prince commented, "I have learned something new. It is not fair to give same to all. The fair thing is to share, but you must take people's differing need into account." The wise man smiled with the satisfaction. I hope आपको आज का वीडियो लेसन पसंद आया होगा। एक नए वीडियो लेसन के साथ हम फिर मिलेंगे। तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।